So this MCM archive is called Clean-O-Vac, which is interesting because in the Mimic story, we find out that he made a robotic vacuum cleaner. And I thought that we saw that in the 5 Laps at Freddy's demo. The Hug, I think it was called. So I wonder if... It's weird because this isn't called the Hug. So is this a different vacuum? Like, did he maybe, like, branch off, like, his technology, like, after making this one? Or was that the original and this is one that he made later? My theory that I talked about in last week's video on it, on the second one, was that I think that these are inventions that he made before the Fazbear buyout. I don't think that this is stuff he made afterwards, like with the Mimic technology. I think this is stuff that he made before the Mimic, and then he used these things to create the Mimic and like its features and stuff. Because in the Mimic story, it says that he used pieces of his old like inventions that didn't pan out, right? So it might just be that these are commercials for products that were going to release, and then they just didn't end up being successful, so he kind of scrapped them. And the vacuum cleaner was supposedly the first invention that actually was successful. And that was before he made the Mimic. Meaning, if this is that vacuum, then that implies that all of these are before the Mimic. So, I guess we'll see. This is 1 minute and 8 seconds long, so let's watch this.
Are you looking for the perfect vacuum cleaner? There are so many to choose from, but none of them fit every corner of your home. Introducing the brand new revolutionary advancement in vacuum technology, Murray's Marvelous Clean-O-Vac. Never before could a vacuum adjust its size to fit into hard-to-reach places. Patented Murray Tech allows you to clean everything from the biggest messes to the smallest crumbs. One size fits all. And what you really need most in a vacuum cleaner is friendship. Your family will love the new addition. Mom, you won't have to leave the kitchen for the house to be spotless. And your kids will have a friend for life. Murray's Marvelous Clean-O-Vac. Order one today and make your family a happy one.
Huh. So that was an image there. Okay. Let me rewatch this so I can see what there is to discuss. Oh, yeah. Also, let's check this number. Because I mentioned last time that... Oh, it is different this time. Last time, the first two, they started with a 4. Then there was but there was 3 numbers, a dash, and then 4 numbers. And the last number was a 7. So now this is different. This is not the same. I'm thinking that these numbers are going to have something in the game. Because I mentioned this in the last video, too. Apparently, people use stuff from Freddy and Friends to get the wall code. I don't know how they did that or what happened there at all, but that's what people say. So if this is like the Freddy and Friends for Secret of the Mimic, I feel like there's gonna be something in the game that we're gonna have to solve based on these. So I think it might have to do with these numbers. Because there's 7 digits, it might end up being like a phone number, or it could just be like a keypad or something like that. And I think that they might end up being something important. Kind of like the number, like there's numbers in that you can call into the pit, right? So it could be something similar to that, right?
Never before could a vacuum adjust its size to fit into hard-to-reach places.
Adjust its size. And the Mimic does that. So I think I am right about the idea that, like, so with the Stay Up Latte, it's watching and learning, like the Mimic does. So that's like where the program, like, was kind of envisioned, I guess. Then there's the coat rack, which can expand and contract like the Mimic can do with its limbs. And then in this thing, it can... What did it say?
Vacuum adjust its size to fit into hard-to-reach places.
Yeah, which the Mimic can do. Kind of the same thing as the expanding and contracting, right? But like, just in general, it can shrink. And it can like fit in any costume, and it can fit in vents and stuff that are too small.
And what you really need most in a vacuum cleaner is friendship. Your family will love the new addition. Mom, you won't have to leave the kitchen for the house to be spotless.
That is a young boy playing with Edwin's technology. That just like the Mimic. It's meant to be friends with kids. So yeah, I think that is further hammering home the point that these are all about the Mimic's creation and factors that were used to create the Mimic, pieces and technology and ideas that were used for the Mimic. I think that's definitely what it's implying.
You won't have to leave the kitchen for the house to be spotless. And your kids...
It's kind of like saying, like, that this thing is taking over your responsibilities, which could kind of be, like, another connection with the Mimic, how it's, like, taking over, I guess, raising David.
Have a friend for life. Mary's marvelous Clean-O-Vac. Order one today and make your family a happy one.
What is that? There was something there. I don't know what it is. I cannot tell what that is, even a little bit. I see a faceplate, I think, if that is an animatronic. That looks like a nose. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, so someone in Fredcord said that the paper on the thumbnail is getting cleaner each time. I think that's trying to say that these are getting more recent. Like, that if this is the vacuum that kickstarted Edwin's career, if it is, then that means the other two, they were before it. That doesn't mean these were recent period, but it implies that this was the most recent one, and it's still before the Mimic, meaning these two were also before the Mimic. That's what I think it's trying to tell us. And yeah, since this is the vacuum, this seems to be the vacuum that kickstarted Edwin's career, like how he got so successful. I think that's definitely what it's building up to. So it's saying that these things were all made before the Mimic, and Edwin used them for help in the creation of the Mimic. That's what it seems. It's the dog from the gameplay trailer. Let me see. Who is this one? Is it? It's really hard to tell, honestly.